Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_ on Ravelry as Mama Made VM, and you can email me at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com. As I say, you are all very, very welcome here. So, it's actually been 3 weeks since I filmed last, and I feel like I have a lot to show. I don't have any starts, but I do have a failed start. So I guess I'll talk about that first because I just kind of jump right in and start with the starts, as I say. But my failed start was actually a Christmas piece. So I had this Happy Mood Point piece, which I'm not sure if this shop is still open, but again, it was Happy Mood Point. It's a shop on Etsy, and I had found this Christmas sampler forever ago, like when I very first started stitching a year and a half or so ago. And originally I had kitted it up with DMCs, but I had gone to my L&S, which is Threadneedle Street. It's actually the only cross-stitching store in Washington State. It's funny, I get a lot of messages on like Instagram asking where to go to shop for cross-stitching supplies, but there's one store in Washington and that's it. And it's like quite a drive, but it's a beautiful little town and there's a bunch of cute little shops in the area and stuff, but only one cross-stitching store. So I decided I wanted to give this one a shot because I really love Quakers. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that already. If this is your first time, I love Quakers. I love them. I don't know what it is. Like, I know they're repetitive and a lot of people don't find that interesting to stitch, especially a monochromatic one, but I love it. Well, I have this 40 count Lugana Picture This Plus in the colorway Gingerbread. It's beautiful. This is actually really accurate color representation because it's super dark here today and I'm filming late in the afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock. So my lights are showing you guys a perfect color, but my little tiny start, it's not that I don't like this, it's that the silks I bought, they are wound onto a bobbin like this, but they're a very, very high twist. I'm not even sure, honestly, the brand of silks this is. It's Trebizond, Trebizond. But when I went to my L&S, I remember Denise saying, she's the owner, she's the only one who works there, there's no other shopkeepers or anything, it's just Denise, the owner. And I remember her saying that this is really meant for needlepoint, and now I understand why. I think that it's a silk that, because it's such a high twist, there is just absolutely no way for you to like pull apart the threads and make it one strand. It truly is 3 strands of thread, 3 strands of silk, I should say. So I'm gonna save this. As you can see, it's very beautiful, nice and shiny. I'm gonna save this for just a smaller Christmas piece in a 28 count, and I also have another shade of red. So I have 2 shades of red and a brighter, or in a nice deep green. So just some traditional Christmas colors, traditional for me, I should say. And yeah, I love it, but it's just one of those ones that it was just a fail. When I went to go and stitch with the threads, and I tried to pull it apart, it's just so twisted and it made the thread all lumpy. It looks like ramen noodles and there's just no way to stitch with that. Luckily, I'd actually already originally kitted this up with DMCs, so it's not a big deal, you know? I can just put the DMCs back in the bag. And I think I'm gonna add a couple more colors anyways, probably another shade of green and probably winter white or even B5200, just some sort of white shade as well. So I do have those in stash. I'm gonna go ahead and add them to this, but this was my failed start over the past 3 weeks. And this is just gonna kind of go back into my kits because I am going to de-kit the silks and I'm just gonna try to stitch with them on a 28 count and use the full thread. I do think that that's gonna work beautifully. I'm just kind of in the market for a small December Quakery piece. That's what I have in mind for these silks, but I'll find something, you know? I'm gonna move on from there to my round robin project. I'll pop this in the beginning. So I do have a project that I have already sent off in the mail, and that is my round robin. I will have all the ladies linked below under, you'll see like a title that says round robin. Beneath that will be all the gals. This is the, I almost called it Friendship Quaker, but that's not it. Garden Quaker. I always forget the name of it. It's a Hello from Liz Matthews pattern. I'll pop a picture here with, of course, the name included. And I have the PDF of it, so works just fine for me. I popped it into Markup RXP, works beautifully. And I had Elizabeth from Frizzy Lizzy. She was the first project that I received, and I did complete my portion of it, and I sent that off to her. Also, if everyone wants to go and congratulate Elizabeth, she just got married, and yeah, she's living her best life. She just got back from her honeymoon a little bit ago. I know I sound like a stalker, but we're all best friends, so we talk all the time. But yeah, just congratulations to her. Her project was beautiful, and it was really special to stitch on it while she was getting married. I was able to stitch on it while she was literally getting married, which was super, super awesome. And I feel like it's always gonna be a memory for me, you know, even if like when she's done and she gets it finished, I'll just know like my portion was when she was getting married and she looks so beautiful, like a fairy tale princess. And her pictures for her wedding are fabulous, the ones that I've seen so far. So go give her some love and show her some support. But hopefully I've included plenty of photos of my finished image of her stitch, because essentially like we stitched the alphabet portion and we stitched the first Quaker flower, and then each time we're all going to stitch one flower a piece as we mail them around, and that is what created this round robin. So hopefully I just popped that in somewhere in the beginning because I totally forgot about it. I was like, why does it seem like I'm missing something? Wow. In this really cute project bag, Bridget, the museum stitcher, and I, we both purchased these bags at StitchCon last year. I just love this bag. It's so cute. Like, I want a jacket in this material. It's so freaking cute. And this is Tonight We Ride. It's a brand new pattern that came out from Autumn Lane, and I am stitching it with all the called for DMCs. I'll pop a picture on the screen of the pattern itself. And I'll also pop a picture, because I think I do have photos of where I was with every piece I'm showing this time, hopefully. But this one I am stitching on a 18 count Pumpkin King Ada. In person, this is quite a bit more orangey toned. It's less, I mean, you could tell that it's orange here, but it almost looks like apricot. It's more the color like pumpkin orange. It really is. I don't know why, but this is one that's really hard to pick up the color on. So I'm just stitching away, doing some outline stitching so that I could have some fill in to do in the upper left-hand corner. So this is like the witch's, the first witch's cape behind her, and then this is the start of like the broomstick. So I'm happy with this progress. It's not much, but it's just kind of like an easy stitch, being that it's on Ada. I'm just using the DMC 310 right now, because I actually don't have the other threads for this, but it calls for like 5 skeins of 310. So I've got quite a ways to go until I need any of the other colors. Yeah, this is just a really fun one. I feel like this is a really good alternative if you can't get your hands on the Bestitch Me fabric that's called for. This is a really good alternative. I know my friend Riley is using the called for, and yeah, it's very, very similar. She sent me a couple of pictures now via text message. I don't know if you're watching, Riley, but hey girl. Riley is one of my in real life friends. And she's like the only person I know that lives close by me that stitches as well. So, and she's a mom. Maybe I can convince her like someday to join me. We'll see. Moving on to my next WIP. This isn't a me-made project bag. By me-made, I just mean that I sewed it for myself. I always end up saying that, and I feel like it sounds like a brand name, but it's not. And I got this super cute fabric at a quilting store in Washington State. My parents live in this town called Yelm. I'm around my parents all the time, so I go and visit them often. Because of that, I'm right next to this quilting store, and it is called Gigi's. So I stop in there whenever I can, whenever it's open, and they just always have super cute Halloween fabrics. So I stopped in there, picked this up, and sewed up this super cute bag. What I have in here is a Teresa Kogut piece. This is Silhouette's Quaker. I absolutely love this piece. And I mean, like I said, I love Quakers. I don't know. I feel like this episode is the episode of Quakers. I'm so sorry, but I just love them. I seriously have a blast stitching them. I love like I don't know, I always feel like it's historical for some reason, these Quaker pieces. And I really love history, as you guys can see with my book stash behind me. I really love history, so I feel like this kind of ties me to my past, and I'm sure that at some point I had ancestors stitching on some Quaker pieces, you know what I mean? So it always makes me feel connected with my roots, and I love that. So I'm stitching this on Jackson Fabric Arts Burnt Sienna. Jackson Fabric Arts is an amazing hand dyer. She's a one-woman show, runs it, packs it, does everything all herself, and she's absolutely amazing. So I highly recommend if you're in the market for some affordable linens. She only carries 32 count, which is totally fine with me. I love 2/2 on 32 count. And yeah, I think I got some pretty good progress on this one. So I'll pop a picture on the screen of where I was. And here I am now. How cute is that? But also, how good is this fabric? You know what I mean? Like, ugh. It's amazing. And then the needle minder on this one is one that I picked up at StitchCon. This is a Rebel Stitcher needle minder. It's really good, very strong magnet, definitely recommend. But yeah, I just pretty much like filled in a lot of the green stitches. I completed this motif. I think there's like one small triangular, like a little triangle here of stitches. And then I went over here and started completing my little Dracula. But how good is it on this fabric? It's so perfect. Yeah, I just love it. The fabric is so cool and it looks absolutely amazing. Again, like I said, 2/2 stitches on this fabric, chef's kiss. So if you are like a big Mira stitcher or Bella Filipinas, I know a lot of those are called for 32 counts. Go check out Jackson Fabric Arts. Again, it's Jackson Fabric Arts. I'll link her shop below. So it'll take you like directly to her shop itself, just because I have had people DM me on Instagram and say that her shop was a little tricky for them to find, but oh, it's just so good. The colors are so saturated and just beautiful. I know a couple of the girls that I'm friends with, they are gonna be stitching some Miras on some Jackson Fabric Arts. I'm very excited to see. I'm like, start those already, would you? Because I just love them. So yeah, there's that project. The next WIP that I worked on, again in a me-made bag, same exact store that I purchased this fabric from. This was actually my StitchCon start, and this is A Wavy Bride by Blackbird. And I'm using all the called for flosses on this one, except for Onyx was out of stock when I purchased it, so I ended up ordering Onyx in a different brand. I definitely would recommend, if you can get your hands on the called for, to go ahead and get the called for Onyx, because mine, I think I did the Weeks instead, and it is definitely very green. I don't know how else to describe it, but I'll pop a picture on the screen of where I was. I'm hoping I have a picture of this one, because I feel like I got some okay. And this is I want to say a 36 count needle and flax linen in the colorway, I can't remember. Oh, it's completely slipped my mind. But if you look up needle and flax, I think they have a website of their own, I'm pretty sure. And someone had recommended this to me a long time ago, because I was looking for an alternative to murky that wasn't quite as blue as, well, not as blue, as green as murky is. And this was the recommended, and it really is a great fabric. It took me a really long time to get it in the mail. Like, it was after their estimated date that I would get it. And when I emailed them, they never responded back. So I guess just be mindful that the customer service is not there, but the fabric itself is beautiful. So love this. It's just so pretty. Also, when I say that, I always get comments that are like, it's a one-person run shop, etc., blah, blah, blah. I'm a consumer just like everyone else, so I'm gonna give my honest review of companies, and if the honest review is that they didn't serve me with good customer service, then that's just the way it is. You know, I'm not gonna make excuses for a company that is definitely making it off of these cross-stitching fabrics. I mean, we all know how much we spend on these hand-dyed linens. It's a pretty penny if you got a stash stashed away. And so there just comes a point where if you do know that you've outgrown, you've outgrown what you can do as a single person, maybe it's time to bring in someone new. And even if that's something that's not plausible, then maybe limiting the amount of orders you're taking in, because you are taking people's money, you're taking consumers' money, and then you're sitting on it, you're spending it, and then you're not responding to anyone's emails and getting anything back. So I know as much as we want to be kind and thoughtful, we're also consumers, and we also have to understand that we can't continuously make excuses for companies that don't put out a product that we're expecting with the amount that we've spent. So I'm not looking for hate. I'm I'm not looking for an argument as to why I shouldn't give my true, honest experience. I'm just trying to stay genuine, and it's hard to stay genuine without coming across as like rude or brash, but at the end of the day, I'd rather people walk away knowing like, okay, this is what I should be expecting, but I know I'm getting a beautiful fabric in the end. Is it worth it for me? You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys can understand that, and understand as well that I don't mean any hate by that. It's just my true honest experience, and I'm always gonna be honest with you guys. So if that bothers you, then bye. But anyways, rant aside, these are the colors. They're just beautiful. Like I said, I did have to purchase Onyx by Weeks Dye Works, which is this greenish black gray color in the back here, and I still like it. I just think it's a little bit more green based than what I would have preferred, but I'm going with it because I have stitched so much of it. So yeah, I like it. It's just a fun project. It's really easy to stitch in the parent pickup and drop off line. I have a 5-year-old daughter, so she's in school, and I pick up and drop her off from school every single day, Monday through Friday. And that just makes it to where I've got a little bit of time in the car. So I've been enjoying this one because it is that looser count. 40 counts are just hard to do, you know? The next project, this is one I pulled out and I literally only put a few stitches in, but I really wanted to, I always show you guys what I stitch, even if it just is a few stitches, because that's a reality of life sometimes. And yeah, I'm still stitching, I'm still trying, you know? This is another Plum Street. This is Jack's Bash. Sorry, I have to show it sideways. The picture is on here sideways, which I feel like is probably a mistake, like a printing error, but it's a really cute little like sampler style piece, and I just love it. But this is one that I was sent in the mail, so really appreciate this because it was just, it's really fun to pull it out and like, you know, think about the people and think about you guys and my channel and like how I've just made so many friends through this outlet, and it's just been amazing. So I was sent almost all of these flosses except for the DMC 310, which is absolutely amazing. So really, really generous. And I kitted it up with some, I think this is Heartland. Yeah, Heartland by Picture This Plus. I had this in stash and I just had a huge cut of it and I never knew what to stitch on this fabric. So my very tiny little addition to this one was I did a little bit more of the black stitching for this little house outline. So like I said, not much, not much added, but I did add a little bit. And I always show you guys everything. So yeah, I love this one. I love it on this fabric. I do really want to get further on this. I don't know, I just haven't had the drive to work on it, but I think it's because I'm not the biggest fan of 1/2 on 32 count, which is what this is, but I liked the over dyeds 1/2. I feel like they look really good. It's just the DMC 310 because it is so stark black. It looks kind of sparse to me, but we'll see. I like it. It's really pretty, and I definitely know that I have a nice large cut of this, so I'll have a lot extra, and I'll probably be able to fit a nice another sampler. And this really is a good neutral. So if you're in the market for a good warm tone, like honey beige toned, almost, you know when sometimes you see golds are almost green? I feel like this gives me that every once in a while. But Heartland by Picture This Plus, it's a very beautiful fabric if you're in the market for something like that. And yeah, I really like it with the call for flosses too. I felt like everything popped on it, even the yellows, and I just kind of tried to track where the yellows were gonna be in the project to make sure that they would show up well enough, and I'm happy with it so far. So far so good. The next project I've been working on is actually a Hello from Liz Matthews pattern. It is the 12 Days of Christmas. I think she's up to day 8 or day 9. I can't remember. I'll have to pop a picture on the screen though, because I am working on the first day, and this floss drop has a lot more than like the first day. It has like several of the days worth of colors on it. I also have like multiples that have 2 to 3 skeins of DMC, just because I am working this all as one piece. So beautiful, beautiful colors. And I'm stitching this on a 40 count Zweigart in the colorway Silver Moon. It's a beautiful, slightly gray, like a touch of gray white. It's just so, it's a really good color. And I feel like it's really good for these Christmassy pieces. But like I said, I'm stitching these all as one piece, which she does have like a layout on her website for you to be able to look at the outline of it as one large all together piece. and I'm doing mine with the like called for borders, and I'm gonna put, I think I decided on 1 stitch in between or 2 stitches. I can't quite remember. I can't remember, but I'm gonna do 1 or 2 stitches in between each block. But yeah, I got a little bit of progress on this. Not much, but again, I have been stitching, so I always show you guys everything. And then this one, I just have a nice large cut of that fabric. So I want to make sure that I had plenty, and I should. So I just love this. It's really, really pretty. And I'm telling you, this 40 count Zweigart, the 1/2 stitches look so good. Like, I never look at my stitches and think like, ooh, that's some good stitching. But this is good stitching. Let me just like stand up and see if you can. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. And then the needle minder on this one, which is like this vintage Santa, is from Mad for Minders. Highly recommend Mad for Minders if you haven't checked them out. Amazing shop. Just all around great. They have a lot of stuff. I think they're having a sale on a bunch of stuff right now as well. So if you're interested, if you're in a little shopping mood, I'll link them down below. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. And also, just so you know, this does call for MPIs, but I have gone ahead and used the DMC conversion. So in case you're interested, like I said, this is many of the days, not just day 1. This is like days 1 through, I think like 1 through 3 or 1 through 4's colors. I can't remember. But it's quite a few of the days. I just wanted to get them all kitted up all together, and that's what I did. Floss drops are the same floss drops I always order off of Amazon. But yes, I'm loving this. And I have some goals kind of set up for 2024, because I am starting to think about 2024, you know. We're getting close to December, October's almost over. Literally not next week, but the following week is Halloween. Where's time going? I think this will be the last video before Halloween, because I think the next time I film will be right before Halloween. It'll be right after. It'll be the beginning of November sometime. So time's just going by so fast. And I'm like really thinking about next year. I know I'll have a baby next year, but I'm gonna get into plans a little bit more at the end, because I don't think I'm gonna make a separate video. I just don't imagine myself having time to film a separate video, but stick around if you're interested. The next WIP that I have is my last WIP that I worked on, and I'll move into knitting after this. But actually, you know, I'll talk about my plans after this, just because it's still cross-stitch related. But this is another project bag that I made for myself, so it's a me-made bag. I got this fabric, again, from Gigi's, I'm pretty sure. Gigi's or Joann's. This might have been a Joann's fabric last year, so we might still have it this year, but really cute, just like autumnal. And in here, I have my Beatrix Potter, which is this beautiful sampler. I'll pop a picture on the screen of this one because I have the PDF chart, which you can order the PDF charts on Stitchybox, which is their website. So it's like stitchybox.com or something like that. And this one I'm stitching with Fireside by Dinky Dyes, which is a beautiful burnt orange. Every like fall, autumn, I just want to pull out this project and I don't want to put it down. And that's just my sweater too. So love that. But this one I am stitching on a 36 count, I believe. Yeah, 36 count Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit. I will pop a picture of where I was before on the screen, if I have one. I think I do. And here I am now. Oh, it looks so pretty. So this motif that I started over here is actually the last one for the upper border. Can you believe that? So I've almost gotten to the width. I think the width of the piece will be about this large. You know, if that's including my margin, which is about 2 inches. Oh, it looks so beautiful. So this is actually one of my plans. So this is a great segue, because my plan for this one is, right now, I put it into Markup RXP, and the first time I had it in Markup, I had like misdone the layout of it. So I went ahead and re-uploaded it. And then I went and marked off all the stitches that I've already done. I was just thinking to myself, like, this can't be as far along as Markup is telling me it is, but after double checking, it definitely is. So I am 22% complete on this project. So I'm feeling really good about that. And I actually have a goal next year to get to 50% on this Quaker piece. I just absolutely love it. So I've completed this motif this past couple weeks, and I started the one right next to it, but oh, it's so beautiful. The floss lays so wonderfully. It's those silks, those dinky dyes are absolutely fabulous. If you're in the market for a good silk that doesn't feel like microfibery, because I will say some silks that I've tried, they feel like microfiber. I don't like the texture of them and I don't enjoy using them because of that. And it could be a sensory thing for myself, which I've never had huge sensory issues in my life, but certain things like microfiber textures, I don't like. And I think that's honestly the only texture I can think of that I just don't love. And there are some silks out there that I do feel like are really low quality silk. They feel like microfiber. The dinky dyes, they don't feel that way at all to me. Even though silk is not a long staple fiber, it feels like it when you're using dinky dyes because they're so smooth and beautiful. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this, but this is my biggest goal for next year, and probably one of the very few goals that I have is going to be getting 50% in this project, which like I said, I'm at 22% right now. And I am not gonna stop working on this one. I'm actually gonna leave it out and continue. I've been bringing this to the parent drop off and pickup line. So I'm gonna continue working on it and just hope that I can reach that goal. I mean, I'm only 30, well, I guess less than that, but I would be 28%, 28 more percent. It's all I need to get to. And then I will have my goal of 50%. So I feel like this is a good one. And I feel like it's a goal that is obtainable, but also makes me get some progress on projects. So my goals for next year are actually to not start pretty much anything. That sounds crazy, but also I am 5 months pregnant. I just went to the doctors today and I'm actually a week ahead of what they were suspecting. And so I am 21 weeks pregnant. So I will have our son in 19 weeks. Oh my gosh, 18 weeks. 18 weeks, that's crazy. So that's coming up around the corner, you know what I mean? And with a new baby and with my existing child who is 5, I'm gonna be balancing everything right now. Currently, I'm working 6 days a week, although I've limited my hours to Monday through Friday because of the fact that I'm dropping off and picking up my daughter. I still work on Saturdays now, which is a new adjustment for me. So it's like 3 weeks in now, so we're about a month into me working 6 days a week, plus being 5 months pregnant. I'm just tired. And it's only gonna get worse after the baby's here. You know what I mean? I am planning on taking a good chunk of time off after the baby is born, and I'm thinking about 3 months. We'll see, it could be 4 months. I haven't quite decided, but I'm just working my butt off now so that I do have the capability to stay home for a lot longer and you know, enjoy my time with my son, because when your baby's born, it's just so much, you know, it's a lot. But anyways, I digress. All that to say is that I know that next year I'm just not gonna have the energy and the time to get a lot of starts in, but I also really want to do, because me and the girls, we were kind of talking about our plans for next year and like what we're doing, and I think what I want to do is really focus on working with the stash that I have, which, as you guys know, if you've been around for a while, I've got a big cross-stitch kit stash, like fully kitted projects. And my other goal is to, just have very limited starts, because I would like to get some more progress since I do start so many large projects. That's my biggest issue, is I start things that are the size of Beatrix. You know, I start things that are the size of Vanity Sampler and, you know, Pandemic. Like, those are the kind of projects I love. I also have to come to terms with the fact that those are projects that take years of your life, and I'm okay with that. I just would like to see more progress on them. So that's why you'll see that these large Quaker pieces, I kind of set more numerical goals on them, which is not something that typically is my style. I just want to have like realistic goals, you know, like I'm 22% on Beatrix. Getting to 50% is not going to be hard. I just actually have to pull it out more than once a year, and that's totally fine. You know, like, that's not unrealistic, and I feel like that's manageable, and I'm happy with it, and I know that I could still like pressure myself to get that done even with our son, our, you know, newborn around. So here's to hoping, right? So that's my first goal, is like to just start less things, and when I'm in the mood to start something, to actually just go ahead and go and look through my current WIPs, and be like, okay, What do I have that could itch that like start bug because I got so little progress on the start in the first place? For instance, like Rose Quaker, since I've restarted that twice, like I barely have any progress on it because I just was so burnt out on the fact that I've already restarted it that I just didn't want to work on it anymore. So that's kind of one that I could pull out if I was itching for a new. So anywho, yeah, my goal is just to really like see what I have already like started as a WIP and hopefully get some more progress on those and just, you know, go from there. And I still want to actually continue my no buy. I have not been purchasing for quite some time. I've been really good about that. And that's because I know that medical bills, I live in the States, medical bills are really expensive and I don't qualify for any kind of assistance. And that means that it's expensive. So that's why I'm busting my booty working 6 days a week and making sure that, you know, I can just pay off these bills, these medical bills that are going to be coming up around the corner. But I am really lucky and I'm so blessed to have like just the best parents. They're absolutely amazing and so awesome. And like my husband's a really, really hard worker too. So we are really, really lucky. I can't complain. And I don't mean to come off as complaining. It's just one of those things that I realized, like I have so much cross stitching stuff. I don't need to buy anymore. I say that, but I did buy some stuff. So I do have a few projects, only a handful of projects left, like patterns I should say, that I do want to kit up. So next year, if I do feel an itch to like purchase any cross stitching stuff, instead of going out and buying and kitting up a whole new pattern, I'm actually just gonna go and look at the patterns I have, which I think I have six projects now. Yeah. I have 6 patterns left in my stash that are not kitted up. So that's not very much shopping, you know what I mean? But you think of 6 large cuts of linen because I pick large projects. You think of all of the DMCs and all the cry neck and all the fancy flosses and stuff like that, and it really does add up. So I'm just gonna try to be more reasonable next year, especially with preparing for the baby and just making sure that I'm making the best choices when it comes to like, do I really need this all in fancy flosses? Do I really need this all in silks? You know, but I'm gonna be a frugal lady. We're working on it. I have my closest friends to like keep me accountable on the no buys, but we'll see how that goes because we're like the worst. We enable each other so bad. But honestly, just knowing, like for me, myself, knowing medical bills are around the corner, I'm like, yeah, we're not buying anything. So that's pretty easy for me to do, to be honest. But yeah, I just really want to work from stash. I really want to focus on, if I do want to start anything, to use a start that I already have kitted up, because I probably have 30 to 40 kits right now. So probably not the best. And I mean, that's going without the fact that I just kitted up 3 more things. But I will say I was pretty good about it. So from there, I'll move on to the last cross stitch thing, which is those ones that I kitted up. So essentially, I guess my goals for next year are to get some numerical goals for my large pieces and make them reasonable. The next one is to be completely working from stash and minimizing my purchases as much as I can because baby bills. And the third goal is to participate in Pick a WIP every single opportunity I have. If you're interested in Pick a WIP, it's a hashtag on Instagram. Go check out Marjorie Made Stitches on Instagram. I'll have her linked below. I'll link her actual Instagram as well as her YouTube, but I just love her so very much. She's my precious baby, literally. I love her with my whole heart. She's one of the girlies, and she is the inventor of Pick a WIP. It's a very, very loose guideline sort of setting to having some kind of like consistency with your stitching and some goals. I put goals in these little quotations because it's very loose. You know, her prompts are something that it's like, start something that had like a wimpy start or something like that, you know? And so for me, that's a few different projects to pick from. Or start something with a bird in it. That's so many projects. It gave me a good opportunity to still feel like I'm following some sort of like guideline and reaching goals, but it not being super strict. And that's exactly what I need. So those are my main goals. You guys have to hold me accountable too, but I mean, don't come for me if I break my own rules, okay? But that being said, this is one of the projects that I've had kitted up forever. I don't honestly think I'll start it anytime soon, but I decided to go ahead and I have it partially kitted. I have went ahead and placed the order for the other half, which I'll tell you guys about in a moment. But this is Sampler Flowers Feed the Soul. I don't think this is available at all anymore. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure there is a very similar pattern by Long Dog Samplers, like very, very similar. I think there's just a few changes to this one. I found this on Etsy when I very first started stitching, and I went ahead and kitted it up with a Jackson Fabric Arts in the colorway Blue Ridge. So I was talking to my girlfriends and I was like, I really don't know what I want to stitch this with, and I like have had it forever, and I mean, it's one of those ones that I really love it, but I don't know if I'll ever get around to stitching it, you know what I mean? But I want to get it kitted up, and I felt like this like shoppy mood, but I also didn't want to spend a huge amount of money. So I was like, you know what, I have a half yard of that fabric, that's plenty, and it is just a beautiful mottled blue. If you're in the market for a lovely, lovely shade of like summer, springtime blue, or even honestly, this could be like a winter blue, I feel, because I think white will really pop on this. That being said, Mo's Sale, so M-O''S and then S-A-L, so Mo's Sale is a silk dyer. She has a Facebook page. I heard of her through Cam the Stitcher. Cameron, again, one of my sweet, precious babies. I absolutely love her. She is just one of my best friends. And she had been talking about Mo's Sale for quite some time, and I really wanted to order. So I went and took a little peruse on her Facebook, and guess what? She had a beautiful color called Platinum. I'll pop a picture on the screen. I went ahead and placed an order for 3 17.5 yard hanks of this. So it should be enough to complete this. I'm hoping it works out. If it doesn't, that's okay. But I didn't want to pass up the opportunity of like snagging, you know, getting my hands on those Mo's Sale silks before they sold out. So they're just so affordable. A 17.5 yard skein is $4 USD. $4? Man. I'm still waiting for the invoice though. That's why I say it's kind of partially kitted, because it's on Facebook, you have to kind of wait for the invoice and then you go from there. But I think that'll be really pretty. I'm excited about it. I'll show you guys the silks when they come in and let you know if it worked out with the fabric. I'll show you guys all that stuff. So anywho, the next things that I went ahead and kitted up was I had this one, Midnight Watch. And again, I was just like in a little bit of a shoppy mood, but I knew I wanted to be reasonable. This is one that a lot of the fancy flosses they're a lot different. They've changed in the past 10 years. You know what I mean? Because I think this pattern came out quite some time ago. So what I have done is I ended up ordering a lot of the DMCs for them, but I also have done a little bit of a conversion from stash for some of the colors. So any of the green portions, I'm gonna go ahead and use Pine Needles by Classic Colorworks, which is a beautiful, nice mid-green. I have Pumpkin Patch, which is a nice light yellow, so it'll kind of encompass the stars. And then I'm also going to use, this is Manor Red, yeah, Manor Red, for the red that is in, I believe this is a cornstalk. And then I also had literally the exact size cut of fabric I need. I needed like a 17 by, I don't remember what, but I needed something, essentially something that was 17, at least had 17, and this ended up being 18 by 17, which was perfect. And this is Ren by Pictureless Plus, and I have a 32 count cut. Ren is one of my favorite neutrals because it is not too warm, it's not too cool, it is absolutely perfect. And I felt like it was really similar to the cover photo of Midnight Watch. I'll pop a picture on the screen just so I don't have to hold up the pattern. But I feel like that's really good. And I think all the colors are gonna pop nicely on this. So I ordered a few of the fancy flosses, like I ordered the moon, you know, I wanted that subtle variegation, but I didn't order all the fancy flosses because I was like, you know what? That's unreasonable. I don't need all those. So I went ahead and kitted up a lot of it with DMCs. I will, of course, show you guys that when it comes in. Moving on from there, I've gone ahead and partially kitted this, and then I went ahead and ordered DMC conversion as well, but this is the Drawn Thread. This is Halloween. I've done a conversion for DMCs on almost all the colors that are inside of the pattern itself, because this calls for dinky dyes and probably NPIs. That's typically what the Drawn Thread does, but because these are pieces that I'm only gonna have out for like the autumnal season, I don't really want to invest in using dinky dyes, even though they're my favorite flosses. And I have a couple of projects kitted up that are large Quakers that I can keep all year round that are all dinky dyes. But I have gone ahead and I'm going to stitch this on Portobello, which when I was in the Stitch Me's Fabric of the Month Club, that's funny. Anyways, it's just a beautiful, nice purpley gray. And I felt like this really fit that kind of spooky autumnal vibe, and I really liked it. And I have a couple of fancy flosses, again, from Stash that I really liked. So the green is what I'm gonna use for all of the like all the leaf and foliage of the pumpkins. And then the purple is actually what I'm gonna use to stitch the house itself, because I wasn't the biggest fan of the green. I like green, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't seem right to me, because I wanted that like true spooky season, you know, because it does say this is Halloween across the bottom. So I'm gonna use Rainy Days, which is just a lovely Classic Color Works purple. And you can see the subtle variegation in that. And the only other color that I decided to go with a fancy floss is the moon itself. I went ahead and went with Flax, which is I think also a Classic Color Works. I'll show you guys it, like I said, when it comes in, but that's the other color that I really wanted a subtle variegation. And the rest, I'm just doing DMCs. I even purchased a variegated DMC for the pumpkins. We'll see how that works out. I haven't decided if that's what I'm gonna keep. I do have another variegated in another drawn thread that is a more like orangey, deep burnt sienna color that's variegated. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a DMC, and I know I picked it up at like Joann's or Michael's or something, and I could just pull from that same exact thread. So yeah, I love these. The drawn thread, they just have such good Halloween patterns. They really do. So if you're in the market for some super cute Halloween patterns, and also a lot of these are stitched on 30 count. So if you like 30 count or even the 32 or something close to it, that'd be fun. I know mine's gonna be a lot smaller because I think my fabric is it's a 36 count. So it'll be a lot smaller, but it's still super cute. So that's the last thing that I have kitted up. I just don't have them like fully kitted because the stuff's not in yet. But since it was something that I did recently, because I just did the shopping a couple days ago, today's actually Friday, but I had the day off to go to my doctor's appointment. So from there, that is all my stitchy stuff. I'm gonna move into my knitting. So if you are only interested and you only stick around for the cross stitch, thank you so very much. I also wanna say thank you to everyone who uses my baby shower or my registry link. I really do appreciate that, and my buy me a coffee and all of that. I just really appreciate it. I love the support, and I know that this community is full of love and support, and it's just amazing. It's a great place to be. So thank you if you are any of those people. But from there, I'm gonna move into knitting. So I'm gonna pop a picture on the screen. This is Lily Pilly, which is a super cute shawl. She also has, I wanna say I think it's called like a triangle scarf version of this, but I wanna say she has two versions of Lily Pilly. Anywho, I'm knitting mine with some beautiful yarns from Yoshi and Lucy. So here are the two main hand dyes. I went ahead and for the stripe portion of the Lily Pilly, I decided to stripe it with one strand of mohair and one strand of the, I think this is Phoenix, yeah, Phoenix, which is just a beautiful orange. And I really like it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. The only reason I say that is because I am allergic to mohair. Yeah, I know, I'm knitting a scarf, so. Not the best move, Megan, but honestly, I wanted to get it out of my stash because like I said, I've been making goals for myself, and another one of my goals is just to work through some of my yarn stash and really get that stuff down. So I'm trying. Honestly, this might end up being a giveaway on the channel at some point when I finally finish it, but I did complete all of the stripe section. So it's just a beautiful asymmetrical stripe section, and I have gotten quite a few repeats into this beautiful lace. Isn't it just stunning? Oh, it's so pretty. I haven't blocked it or anything, so of course it's not looking as beautiful as it will in the end, but oh, I love it. It's just like a nice square, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just so pretty. So I'm really proud of myself for this one. I'm happy with my work on it. I don't think I've made any errors so far. I think I made one error somewhere around here and I dropped a stitch, so I went ahead and just picked up a stitch later on during a purl row, and that fixed it. So yeah, it's just a really nice wide asymmetrical shawl. It's just so pretty. I really like it. It's so soft because of that mohair and this beautiful merino hand-dyed wool. So it's lovely. It's just that, yeah, my allergy with mohair really does get to me, and I don't know if it's gonna be something I can wear. It might be. The reason I say that is because I think that there's potential I could wear it over a jacket and it's not gonna bother me, but I don't know. You know, it's always risky. The next project I'm working on is the Itty Bitty Pretty sweater. This is a sweater that I'm knitting for Janet Jabber's granddaughter. She's just absolutely adorable, and I got to meet her at StitchCon, her granddaughter and Janet herself. So I did complete one of the sleeves, and I just have a few more inches of this sleeve to go, and I'm done. Look at how tiny it is. So this will be like a 6 to 12 month or a 9 to 12 month size, I believe. But it'll be plenty big enough. And it's just this beautiful violet color. And this is Webb's in-house brand, and it's just the colorway violet in their fingering weight. But I still need to block this so that the lace, of course, will just be this stunning panel of these leaf eyelets. But oh, it's so pretty. I'm really excited about this. And yeah, I just have probably a day left of knitting, so I'll probably pick this up this weekend and get this little sleeve done and send it off to Janet, because I really wanted this to be like a sweater for like this perfect little Christmassy time of year. I feel like that's gonna be so cute, right? This beautiful deep wine color. Oh, I love it. It's just the perfect plum color. And the next one is a newborn size sweater. No pattern for this. It's just off the top of my head. And it is knit in all acrylic, and I'm knitting this for our son. And it's just a very basic little sweater. I figured I'll just pop this on him if it's chilly out. Because yeah, like I said, he'll be here in about 18 weeks. I keep saying it wrong now because I just found out today that I'm a week further along than they thought I was. So yeah, how cute is that? Isn't it just adorable? But yeah, I thought this would be really cute with just like a little joggers or just over a little onesie or whatever if it's cold out, because it does stay pretty chilly here through February and March. But yeah, just nice little comfy sweater. I'm not the biggest fan of acrylics, so it's not my favorite. I actually don't like it, but it is really cute. And I do like, you know, newborn knits are really fun. I had a goal like initially of knitting one object a month for our son, but I'm tired. I haven't been sticking to that goal, but no one's pressing me about it, so thanks guys. Outside of that, would just be life stuff. So our daughter, she is, like I said, 5 years old. She's in kindergarten, and I found this product on Amazon. So I love doing my daughter's hair. It's like a big thing that we do together every single morning. She gets up, she gets ready for school, right? And then we go into the bathroom and we just do all sorts of fun stuff with her hair. And I recently stumbled upon, when I was looking up like new hair bows and hair ties, and because, you know, I'm really into that stuff for her, and I want her to feel confident every day. Having that confidence in you is starting off young is something that changes your outlook of how you stand, how you present yourself. It really does. And she knows she looks good. She knows she's smart. She knows she's strong. And I love that. I love that she has that confidence, and that my husband and I have instilled that into her. I don't want there to ever be a time in her life where someone's like, you know, you're smart, right? And she's just like, oh, really? Thank you. No, I want her to be like, yeah, I know. I am smart. I want that. I want to see that. And one of the biggest things to me is just making her feel confident. So one of the ways I do that is we go and just go all out with her fun little hairstyles, and I really love it. And it also gives her like some sense of individuality and some choice in her day, because she tells me how she wants her hair. Well, I was on Amazon and I stumbled upon this super cute stuff called hair tinsel. You know, like the tinsel you put on a Christmas tree back in the day? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Well, there's like hair stuff that's just like that. How did I never know this was a thing? I got this hair tinsel on Amazon. It was literally like $9 before tax and stuff, but it was $9, and that's really affordable for me to get like quite a few hairstyles out of it. But I have been having so much fun. It's applied with silicone beads, and then there's like this little crimping tool that you use to press the bead to the hair. So what I've been doing is sectioning her hair. So like taking this section, pulling it up, and doing a row of the tinsel, taking this, pulling it up, in a row of the tinsel until I get to about the top of her crown. I leave all that hair down, and she has a calic that makes it to where she has to part her hair essentially to the side. And I add another 2 sections at the crown, and then 1 section on the side that has less hair. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I'm gonna insert some pictures and stuff while I've been talking. But seriously, she loves it. The first day we did rainbow, and she only wore that for a day because she came home and she really wanted to change it to hot pink. So that night I like abandoned all plans to do anything else and was like, oh, we're doing that hot pink, girlfriend. And she's had it for 3 days now, and mind you, this is like beads, like actual extensions almost, kind of like if you get a keratin extension or a tape-in, how you can wash your hair, brush your hair. I can do all that. She takes a shower every night. It's no problem at all. I'm telling you, it takes some time. Like the first day, it took me probably like an hour to get the rows in, but I wasn't segmenting her hair very well. The second time around, it probably took me 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour tops to actually do the whole process of taking out all of the ones I had put in prior, which is super simple. I just use the little same crimper tool, press it the other direction, like the bead the other direction, so it loosens it, and I can pull it right off. No pain to her, no nothing. I just sit her on the ground. She's got her snacks, her shows, and I just do it. And it's just been so much fun. So if you have any little ones in your life that would love this, and you don't have issues with like hand pain, because I would say you're having to use this little crimper tool. It is very easy to flex the beads, so it's not an excessive like amount of strength you have to have, but I'd give it a try. It's so much fun. I just haven't been having such a blast with that. So that's been something fun I've been doing lately with my daughter. And she has her first Scholastic book fair. Do you guys remember book fair? I remember book fair. If you can't tell, I loved book fair. And she has her first parent-teacher conference next week. So next week I have that. We have book fair next week. I'm super excited about it because she's excited. She's just been really into reading lately, and she's brought home quite a few books that she's been proudly able to read to us, myself and my husband, and she's so proud of herself, and I'm proud of her too. And that's been really exciting. We just had our anatomy scan, which we found out that we're a week further along. Shocker. But I kind of had a feeling, because my first appointment, I remember them telling me a different due date, and then she was like, but you know what, we can just go off of this due date instead. And today I ended up measuring to the original due date, which is a week ahead. So yeah, 18 more weeks and our son will be here. I'm so excited. I just can't wait to hold him. We got so many cute pictures and videos of him, so I'll include those probably at the very end, because a couple of them are videos. So I'll pop the pictures of the like profile of his face, and I'll put the videos at the end because they're just adorable. It's his lips and nose, his profile of him like moving to the side, and I have one of his little feet too, which is adorable. We also were able to like reconfirm again, even though I had like the genetic testing really early on, we were able to confirm again that we are indeed having a son. And yeah, it's just so exciting. What an exciting time of life, you know, because this is a moment that I'll never get to relive, because this will be our last child, and I'm just trying to soak it all up. Being pregnant is not something I enjoy, but I am trying to take all the blessings in and take in living these moments, because it's the last time I will ever be, you know, 5 months pregnant. This is the last time I'll ever be just a mother to my one, you know, my one child here with us. I know he's here, but you know, he's not here with us. He's in my belly still. So I'm just trying to enjoy all the time, and it's just the best. I can't think about it too much or I'll cry. But my daughter's super excited, and yeah, we've just been having a good time. We've been really busy because I've been working a lot and Daniel's been working a lot, but we're feeling lucky and just blessed. But anywho, yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. Nothing else crazy has been going on. I've just been really enjoying life. Like, I really have. Yeah, it's been great. So anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful next couple of weeks. And, oh, I should show you my belly. I feel like you guys got a kick out of that. Let me move my seat back. I'll just go like this. So again, I am 5 months. I mean, my sweater is billowing up in the back, but 5 months and 1 week. My little pumpkin belly. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Which I feel like There was like a really loud motorcycle. Start. I have my window open, so hopefully it's not too loud, but I like the cool breeze. When you're pregnant, your blood like you have more blood pumping through your body, so you're warmer. I think that's the reason. But we're leaving the windows open, okay? Sorry, there's a really loud motorcycle going by. Okay. See, my nose is itching because of the mohair. Regrets. Anyone? But anyway, 12 weeks. Okay, I have to get rid of that scarf after I'm done knitting it. Don't let me keep it, guys. Be like, you better give that away on this channel.